Thank you for standing by. This is the Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check is 8:41 a.m. It's time for Mainland Focus. We have two focal points. We usually have two focal points, and today, as usual, we have two focal points that we'll be looking at on Mainland Focus. We'll have Fuhad Saheed still with us via the phone line, and my name still remains Mobola Sandra. Before we open up the phone line for you to share your thoughts, we'll introduce the focus for this morning, and then Fuhad will give his thoughts. Then we open up the phone line. The first point is NASS leadership. That's the National Assembly leadership controversy, and it's a major trending story across all of the papers this morning and YouTube. You would see that we posted the pictures of the front pages, and the major headline is the 10th Senate leadership. Aggrieved APC candidates protest against the party and president-elect's consensus, and APC is currently moving to pacify these aggrieved aspirants. And then we also have, there's a statement here that Fuad said he really likes the fact that Dave Umahi is saying that the party will revisit zoning formula, that you can't expect one to be patriotic if intentionally excluded. And the North Central especially is speaking out, even as the national chairman of the APC is saying that, he's tongue-tied as regards the North Central. So now we're looking at, do you think the independence of the legislature has been threatened by the actions of the APC? Let's not forget that somewhere in the Punch newspaper on page 2, in their own report, there's a statement made by Adamu here that says that the voice of the president-elect is an essential voice, and that they must accommodate him the best way that they can, and that he will not compromise on that. And he said that he cannot preempt, that they are going to wait until they hold a meeting with the president-elect. And that the president-elect is a member of the executive arm of government. And the leadership of the National Assembly is by the members of the National Assembly, for the members of the National Assembly, to the members of the National Assembly. So why is the involvement of the executive so important to the influence of the executive so important to the who becomes what in the national leadership? Which is why we are asking this question, that do you think that the independence of the legislature is being threatened by the actions of the APC, with the fact that they did not just zone to a particular region, they did not just zone to a particular state, they zoned to a region, zoned to a state, and zoned to an individual for every one of the principal offices of the 10th National Assembly. All right, so what should the reaction of the opposition political parties be to the zoning arrangement of the APC as far as principal position of the 10th National Assembly is concerned? I was having a conversation with Okwemi Akinade yesterday, and it surrounded, the importance or the influence that the opposition parties is going to have on the outcome of who becomes what in the 10th National Assembly. Now we're asking that, what do you think, or what should be the reaction of the opposition parties? Do you think now is the time for them to take advantage of the divide that seems to be happening in the APC? The fact that there are aggrieved aspirants of the APC senator members elect who do not agree. There's even someone here who says, we'll meet on election day and then we'll surprise the APC. We'll surprise the APC leadership. So if we have a situation like that, what do you think the opposition political parties, what should be their own reaction to the zoning arrangement of the APC? Okwayemi pointed out something yesterday, Fuhad, the fact that if you put all of the opposition parties together in the House of Representatives, is way more than the APC members.
They have the numbers. Yeah.
They have the numbers. Yes. So what reaction should the opposition political parties? Do you think they should take advantage of what is happening right now in the APC, or do you think they should put heads together and try to do something? So we're also looking at that perspective. I'm curious as regards what the opposition parties, if they take, especially the major ones. You have the PDP, the Labour Party. What do you think they will be able to do as opposition as regards the zoning arrangement as far as principal position of the 10th National Assembly is concerned? And finally, of course, a very vital question. Adamu said they're going back to the drawing board. Do you think there's a drawing board to go back to? Do you think this can be salvaged? Do you think the APC can remedy this situation? They said they are waiting for the president-elect to come back. But let's not forget that the inauguration is May 29 for the president-elect, while the inauguration for the 10th National Assembly is June 5. Okay, so maybe they still have, some days left. But then, well, who knows when the president-elect will come back before they can have a meeting, before they can then, throw it open, before then they can have an election. So do you think the APC can remedy this situation, as, Adamu has stated that they will go back to the drawing board, put their heads together and see what they will get, and that what all of the, statement that has been made in the letter by the aggrieved aspirants will be put into consideration, and then look to making amends where necessary. All right, so that is as regards the National Assembly leadership controversy. Three major questions. Do you think the independence of the legislature is threatened by the actions of the APC? And what should the reaction of the opposition political parties be to these zoning arrangements? And do you think the APC can remedy this situation? Or do you think we're going to be having a repeat of 2015? Now, moving on to the second focal point is as regards the fact that Angola has taken over as the top oil producing country in sub-Saharan Africa. Nigeria used to be number one, but then, as it is now, in April, we had the lowest production of crude, about 999,000 barrels, where Angola had over 1 million, barrels produced in a day. How can we return to the glory days? It says in the report that some time ago, oil used to account for about 90%. Yes, 90% of the general income of the country. And now we're looking of Nigeria being the top oil producing African country in the sub-Saharan, and also 4 billion naira arrangement or contract monthly faring so low in oil production. They attributed it to oil theft and vandalism. So if that is the major oil theft, what can be done as regards that? Those are the two focal points that we have this morning. Very quickly, Fuhad, I'll just get your thoughts so we can open up the phone.
Go back on what, see how they are going to be able to, and that's basically guarantee the independence of the legislature for sake of checks and balances. It's very important. Just the same way we are talking about, they must be able to check the excesses of the executive. It's very important. So that vibrancy is needed. And the only way to guarantee the independence of the legislature is to ensure that members choose the leaders they want by themselves. Yes, the party can. Ultimately, they must ensure that members elect their own leaders the way they want to elect them. And so the idea of waiting for the president-elect and all of that, again, questions the kind of democracy we are practicing. So are we saying the president-elect is the one to... Is it an appointment? Is it an appointment? So are we saying the president-elect will just sit down somewhere and give names of people that become Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Speaker, and Deputy Speaker? Is that the kind of democracy we want to practice?
All right, thank you for it. How about what? Okay.
And all steps, I don't know what we need to do. If Tompon is not working, I don't know what we need to do. The reality is that we are not intentional about this. We are just deceiving ourselves.
Well, very unfortunate situation, but then something needs to be done, and that's why we're asking this question. Now the phone line is open, 0913 6000 410, 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages, we have 0913 6000 430, 0913 6000 430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp messages only. All right, and please, if you're calling in, you have just 2 minutes. Please go straight to the point, drop your comments, and and let's move from there. Also, you can drop your comments on our live feeds. We also get comments from there. So at Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and YouTube, you can drop your comments there on the live feed, and we'll read them live as well. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's take our first caller this morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing, Mr. Fuhad? Fuhad, good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried calling yesterday, but nobody. My call was not picked yesterday, probably because of the
Traffic.
the volume you had today. So, two things. I think Fuhad already addressed the issue of the legislature. So, I want to, another focal point I want to talk about this morning is we are not looking at, we are sitting on a time bomb in this country. Our education system is very, very bad. Recently, the JAM score of students. Now, we used to admit students, anybody less than 180 is not being given admission. Now, you see advertisement or people saying 100, they will admit you. Where are we going to in this country? The lecturers...
We will address this some other time, don't you think? This is not the focal point this month, so that we don't deviate.
Let's stay focused.
Okay, no problem.
We appreciate. We've had a conversation sometime last week when we were talking about unqualified teachers in the Southwest. All right, but then I think it's a different documentary on its own where we have to dig deep into what exactly is going on in the education sector. And the truth of the matter is, it's not just the education sector. The health sector has its own issues. It has some problems where you go to hospitals and you see people being attended to or being admitted outside of the hospital. And so it's all sectors that need their own spotlight. All right, it's not just the education sector, and that's the unfortunate quagmire that we have found ourselves in this country. I don't know which one sector, someone should just name one sector that is working in this country. All right, let's stay focused. That was created by Honorable Fuhad. Thank you very much. Now, the main focus for this morning is the 10th National Assembly, the influence of the executive, and also the fact that should we expect from the opposition political parties going forward as regards what is going on in the APC. And the second one is as regards the fact that Angola has overtaken Nigeria as at the top spot as regards all African oil-producing countries in Africa. All right. Sub-Saharan Africa. Very important to note that. Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Isaac, calling from Ikeja.
Good morning, Isaac.
Yes, I want to comment on the oil, the decrease, the volume.
The volume of the oil product. Yeah.
So I feel that it is a challenge because you cannot give questionable character the contract to protect your facility, your oil platforms or pipes, and you are thinking the person will do a good job, he will not cut some oil. I think we need to work on that. Maybe take the license from them, get people with good character that we can trust. That would be one way to curb the oil theft. So also for the Senate president, well, I would like a situation whereby opposition can even have a leadership there. They should come together because it will be more, democratic. It will. I think it will pan out well for the country as well. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Isaac. I appreciate. Yes, thank you. 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. You are currently listening to Mainland Focus on 98.3 Mainland FM. Don't forget that you can also share your thoughts and comments as well on via text message or WhatsApp on 0913 6000 430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp. And you can also drop your comments on YouTube and Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. We're live on both channels, so you can watch the show live. I think we have some messages here, so we'll look through and take some messages, and then we'll be back to phone calls in a bit. Oh, okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Damnola.
How are you doing, my sister?
I'm well, thank you.
Mr. Fuhad, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Honestly, this morning, I don't really understand. We have problem in this country. Why can't we allow the lawmakers within their chamber to select, to pick the leaders within that chamber? What is the problem? It isn't just that if Mr. President or President-elect to intervene in this manner, we always have a rubber stamp legislature. And even we will have a plastic stamp assembly. Time to time, if people should back out
The law allows them to select, to pick within the house. Then we should let them do it. If they pick anyone to be their leader, that's their own choice. Then Nigeria can now hold them accountable to whatever that leader actually does. Now, on the second matter, Angola, it's better we give Angola the end of Africa. We are out of the whole game. The only thing is just that we need to rebuild our refineries. After that, come back to the round table. Join board. We now look at it. How do we put this country in order? Because after we build our refinery, if we are unable to fight corruption, we still want this country down as well. We really need to take those steps until we are ready to run things in this country. Angola is the one we are seeing. Other countries within our region, they are coming. Later, Nigeria will not carry last. God forbid, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Damila. May we not carry last by God's grace. Let's move on now to the next caller. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Foma.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, what that happened in 2015, it will happen again. For I mentioned that they did not allow that party to become a president, the best option for him that to work with the PDP, and the PDP member become the deputy Senate president. So if most of the APC that are working against him, they not allow the life of their party to become a Senate president, the best option, he will just work with the PDP. Before you know, PDP will vote for him, and a member of PDP also become. He has seen a first thing repeating it because Akpabio is watching in the back of his mind. If we are thinking that for adventure, he is going to take as his running mate from the PDP. So that's what is going to happen in Senate. But Angola becoming the number one producer of oil in South Africa. As a last caller has said, we should just name Angola a giant of Africa. If our country being called a giant of Africa is yet to put a refinery order, we will just be naming Angola a giant of Africa. Because look, as I always say, we did not have leader yet. Until we have a leader, it's we ourselves we will categorically say that thank God that for this leader that they are doing what is right. For presently now, most of the people there is for them and their family.
Thank you very much, Ufoma. We appreciate your thoughts. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We have a comment here on YouTube from Leke Jacob saying, good morning to you, Sandra and Fuhad. Until Nigeria stays true to its institution of government rather than an institution of man, there will never be true separation of power, checks and balances, and accountability. Thank you very much, Leke Jacobs. That comment is from our YouTube live streaming. You can as well drop your comments on YouTube or Facebook. We're live on both channels at Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll take your comments live on air. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Fuhad. Hello, good morning. Good morning, John. Yeah. On this issue of Angola being the first now in Africa, it is not surprising. Just like the first caller said, when you entrusted the custody and the care of our security of our pipeline in the care of an individual, I won't call him a criminal, but he has a baggage hanging on his neck. I think we should all know. What is the duty of the soldiers, the armed forces, the navy, the air force, and the rest, the police, even the police? What are their functions? Then you are empowering these individuals now. Anything can happen now. See what is happening now. The purpose is defeated. Now before giving that power to him, we were number one. Now we have been relegated to number two now. The way forward, let them give Niger Delta the ability to control the pipelines now. So let them now, yes, now Abi, that is the way it should be, so that they contribute some whatever they feel to the center. They push it to the center. If now they realize, let them pay Buhari or the incoming government. That's my suggestion. How can we entrust the care of the security of our pipeline to Tumpulo, where we are paying Navy, we are paying airports, we are paying. What kind of a country is this? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. We appreciate 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages is 0913-6000-430. All right. Hello. Good morning. Yes. Good morning.
Hello, Joshua.
Yes. Carry on.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Fuhad. Fuhad, you remember that we discussed about this, Senate distribution. But I said, in fact, I knew we cannot blame the National Working Committee in totality, because if they ask them to put it into voting in the National Assembly, it will be worse, because the people that work for APC for their success, they will vote for themselves. And we have the percentage, the data percentage in the north. So there will be no equity, there will be no distribution. So that is why the National Working Committee comes in. And you now see the Northwest, who has more benefit. They have a kind of more contribution to the success, exactly, to the success of APC. You understand? So that was the analogy, and that was the issue that happened. But at the same time, I know, like we agreed that day, I know this, the government council or whatever, the APC, they will link it to the North Central, because it is the North Central that has an issue. You understand? So, and that was the reason why the National Working Committee came in to solve the issue, or else it's going to be worse than that. Fabio may not even have its way. So that is that. But it's unfortunate on the issue of our oil, you remember when Mobola came in, our production jumped to work on something million barrels per day, which we are thinking that we are jubilating. We thought we are still going to go to 2 million we normally produce, but now the thing has depreciated to 900,000. It means Mobola himself has been co-opted. That is the way I look at it. You understand? So it's really unfortunate. ANGOLA is not popular in Nigeria. So what is wrong with our production? That means some people can buy penetrating into our oil production. Which the new government, the current government are supposed to emphasize, supposed to deal with. Because let me tell you, I'm so privileged to oil industry. If I'm in a pipe here and you are in Ireland, if anybody touch with Tata with pipeline, with the
Thank you, Alhaji Super.
We have, it will indicate that something is fishing.
Thank you.
So that is the issue. But at the end of the day, I will not clear everything for the incoming government. Government. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and you too. Have a blessed day. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
My name is Don Peters. Fuhad, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes, Sandra, you are a very smart presenter. I know what you did there. You give us Nigerians are playing politics while other African countries are making headway. And people have not understand what they have just done. We are busy playing politics, checking who will become Senate President, who will become House of Rep, which zone is going to present it. Is it a Christian or a herbalist? Is it a Muslim or a Christian? Why other African countries are overtaking us in everything? And we are busy clapping for politicians. And we are busy supporting. We are busy supporting, clapping for them. Why our country is being relegated on the background and the altar of politics. All the politicians we have been clapping for. What have they done for us? I can tell you for free, in my office, I have not gotten light for the past 3 days now. In my house right now, no light. But what do we have? Instead of us to be discussing how the light is going to improve, we are busy talking politics. We can continue to talk politics, and we can continue. Since that is what Nigeria wants, the politicians will continue to prosper. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Don Peters. I appreciate it. Look at that, Fuhad. I mean, when we were having this conversation, I don't think we actually even put it side by side that, oh, look at what is happening in Nigeria and here. Here, Angola is making headway. I remember quite clearly when all of the Russia-Ukraine situation started, and the reports came in that Angola had been able to pay off
a lot of money,
all of its debts. Yes,
ahead of the timeline.
Ahead of the timeline. So, and here we are. We're not being able. We're spending over $100 million monthly just to service, our debts. That's interesting. All right, let's carry on. Let's see. We 0913 6000 410. You have just 2 minutes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ben. Please, can you speak a little louder?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What have I greet you?
I agree with Ben.
Payment of a debt, pay the debt off doesn't make you a great nation. So I think we should get that right. It should be a kind of celebrate a country that pay off their debt. How many countries in the world that pay off their debt? How many? Even the giant nation, America, are the most debted nation in the world.
So you don't think paying off your debt
even China is more indebted, more than trillion. So there's nothing, we shouldn't celebrate this kind of things. It doesn't make sense. You have a lot of things to use the money for. You go and use the money to pay off debt, and we celebrate that. That is my personal opinion on that aspect. The second aspect is on the Senate, whatever. Look, I understand. Some people are not happy as well as you won the election. I understand. Some people are looking for the downfall. How they are going to bring in somebody that will work against the Asuwaji government to head the Senate. But I can tell you categorically, Akpabio will be there, and everything is going to work out well. So you guys just calm down, okay? Thank you, guys. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ben. That's interesting.
You want me to respond to Ben?
By all means, please do, Fuhad. But before you respond, I just want to put into perspective. Nigeria currently is paying $110 million every month just to service our debts. Now, the major, source of income, the major source of revenue for the country, which is the oil industry, is dwindling. All right, and we're putting it against Angola that they are taking advantage of the unfortunate situation in the Russia-Ukraine, war, and they turned it around for their own good. And it's not just them. Aramco as well was able to make over $800 million from all of that. So they're taking advantage of all of this, and and also helps that they refine their oil.
Okay, what I'm going to tell Ben is that he needs to first he needs to go and look at the report from Ben Akabweze yesterday that our debt profile is not sustainable, and that we're going to run into trouble. Akabweze is an economist of repute. We need to go and read that report to understand why we are going to run into trouble if we don't manage that debt situation properly. That's number one. We need to go and read what is called revenue to debt ratio. Why countries can run into trouble. We need to go and also read why Greece went into a recession about 2 decades ago and ran into serious trouble with its debtors. We need to go and read about that to understand that, look, the peculiarities of America and China is different from Nigeria. What is our revenue to debt ratio? Is the debt we are incurring, is it sustainable? That's the question. The countries borrow. But the third issue again is that what do we have on ground to show for our debt profile?
So we're borrowing the money, but then, okay, it's not borrowing the money is not a problem for Fuhad now. He's asking, okay, so what did we borrow this money for? Fuhad? Oh, I think we lost that call there. All right, but thank you very much, Fuhad. I appreciate it. Let's say some messages now. We'll be back to phone calls. Don't forget the focus for this morning, of course, is we have 2 focal points: the 10th National Assembly leadership and, the fact that Nigeria has dropped, in oil production. Angola is now the top oil producing country in sub-Saharan Africa. All right, let's see. We have here. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. On our crude, Lassa. Thank you. I also have here, good morning. Hardship allowance more than president's salary. Please tell us all the allowance is entitled to. Please say that debt servicing again. The general from Pedro Barriga. Okay, so debt services hits $112 million monthly. This rate, it will repeat itself. and we will finally have another rubber stamp assembly and Senate where all the presidents say is final. See the British way of governance and see how they argue during sessions where they counter themselves. On the issue of oil production, I have said it several times. In Yoruba, atimule, meaning there is a pact that we will not build or repair refineries in our life. Atimule. Okay. My opinion for a solution will be for a round table discussion with the cabals and beg them to allow this country grow. Well, very soon we will deviate from oil to electricity fully. Let's continue to preach against ethnic nepotism and tribal bigotry. And that is Sean from Festac sharing his own thoughts. I also have here Sandra and Fuhad. Good morning. This is Godwin from Ilasa. We can't continue to embellish our words for these criminals. Okay. It's evident that if APC finally gets their way after the court session, they'll continue with the same style as the incumbent. APC's micro zoning is a method they intend using to extend some. Okay. Now, APC has turned leadership of the two chambers to ministerial appointment. I pray they fail. The crew, it's not only in oil business we are failing, but in all departments. In education, our best year is about the worst in the whole of Africa. Look at the number in Sudan. Our football has gone so low. Mauritius Island has a population of about 1.3 million, yet they generate about 76,000 megawatts of electricity. It's only in corruption that we remain the G80. Fuhad, is there any country where their oil wells are given to individuals and security of their pipeline given to a former criminal? I pray this APC does not throw this nation into chaos. If we don't stop, these people will stop this country. And that is Godwin from Ilasa. Fuhad, it's good to have you back. Do you have anything to say so we can move on?
No, I was just trying to respond to Ben, that look, you don't bring the peculiarities of America to justify the reckless borrowing and the debt profile of the country. Year in, year out, we have a deficit. We are not even able to finance our budget. Our revenue to debt ratio is dismal. You are even servicing the debt, we are not even able to repay. So that's why I said you need to go and even read about why Greece ran into trouble with the economy when they kept borrowing. And the third question again is, what is available? What is available on ground to even justify our level of indebtedness? We need to go and check that.
All right.
So if you say China is borrowing, America is borrowing, we don't have the same peculiarities.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah. Not from the salon.
All right.
Anyway,
okay.
If owning the largest refinery as Angola now has their biggest share, it's what makes it a great country. Then Venezuela and Kuwait should be the biggest economy in the world. It's so myopic to use such simple factors to rate a whole country. Other factors are there. Your social, political existence, your relationship with other countries. These are things that come together to make as a country. And as a matter of fact, these ratings are central. It's like in football. Sometimes you get a club, the richest club in the world today, but in some 2-3 years' time, they'll be overtaken. So it's not going to be, this is the first time I'm going to be overtaken as well. I think the second or third time, the same time. That's a 5. So standing what do you call now, National Assembly, we just want to solve the cost itself. So we are told that there should be an initial position from a party that runs the same manifesto. So we want to improve Nigeria, and we need that we are going to want government from legislative arm, executive arm. So we want the legislature to be honestly be at war with the executive so that they will achieve nothing. Is anybody thinking at all? If you want a position, we should come from the opposing parties, maybe PDP, Labour, and so those are that make up the opposing party. Not from, I wonder what is true about what Saraki did. He was always going to the boss, waste time, no passing bills, and people sometimes do have their salary paid on time. Is that what you want? Or if it is, a legislator that will solve the bill on time, the budget on time, I say that Robert Sam, it's ridiculous when I hear to talk about this. If that is what the next assembly will do, that will ensure that the pass bills on time, to make it move, and against rights and better, I support it 1 billion times, not unnecessary privilege opposition from the same party. Who does that? Good morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate. Good morning. That was.
I have 30 seconds with that man too.
The man expressed himself. It's accepted.
I know.
It's a welcome. It's a welcome, perspective. Let me put it that way. Let me put it that way. All right, but then, before Fuhad, has his 30 seconds, I just want to quickly say that we're not putting Nigeria against or Nigeria versus Angola. We're talking about oil production. That what is the way forward for Nigeria if Angola has now overtaken Nigeria as the top oil producing country in sub-Saharan Africa? Nigeria used to be number one. So what's the way forward for Nigeria? How can we do better? The government is saying that the reason we have such low oil production is because of oil theft and vandalism. So what's the way forward? How can we rescue our own situation and go back to the top? That's the question. All right, Fuhad, your 30 seconds.
No, you've answered the first issue you raised about Angola. Nobody's putting Angola. No, we still have the largest economy. Mm-hmm. But what we are saying is that when it comes to oil production in sub-Saharan Africa, it's a shame that we cannot even do 1 million barrels per day. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Angola is able to do it. Is it not right for us to discuss it and feel a bit worried about it? Now that we're even talking about our revenue problem. Now our oil production has dropped drastically. So shouldn't we highlight it? Shouldn't be a sort of concern for us? And then on the assembly, there is need for checks and balances. Nobody is saying the National Assembly should be at war with the executive. But we don't want a robust assembly to the point where policies are not properly scrutinized for the benefit of the country. An example is the $800 million now that is waiting approval of National Assembly. A vibrant assembly will throw that proposal out immediately.
All right. Thank you very much, Fuad. Let's go back to the phone lines and see what our listeners have to say. 0913 6000 410 0913 6000 410. You can as well drop your comments on our Facebook and YouTube live streaming platforms, all right, at Mainland 98.3 FM. If you're unable to reach us via the phone line, you can drop your comments there as well. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, and this is Mainland Focus. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Papa.
Abubakar, please go ahead.
Papa. Yeah, on this issue of borrowing, I think the government should look inward. I think we should expand our tax net. There are more tax leakage. I mean, there are more revenue leakages in the system. So the government can actually look inward and see how they can block all leakages so that our revenue can increase. There are more leakages in the system, and borrowing is not the way out of this problem. On the issue of the National Assembly, I don't know why the ruling party has shortchanged the North Central from the arrangement of their the zoning systems. I don't know what is the rationale behind it, and I think they have to kind of go back, make further consultations, and ensure that the North Central are part of this arrangement, or else the House of Rep will be anti-part. They've already made their intention known that if this is not revisited, they will not guarantee their support for the party candidate. So I think it's a wake-up call for the party to actually look inward and ensure that the whole, at least the 6 geopolitical zones, are well present in the scheme of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you, Abubakar. Hello.
Good morning to you, Lady Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
How are you today?
I am well, thank you very much.
And Mr. Fuhad, morning to you. God bless you all. And for the APC problem, yes, I thank God it happened at this stage. I know before the swearing day, they will set everything. Because the way they arrange the principal officer for me, it doesn't go down well with me, pertaining to North Central. So if you want to Northwest, what should not give me another one? In the form of a speaker institution? No, it's not right. That is injustice. From day one, I was looking forward to Southeast
But anyone that come up from Southeast and South, nothing bad at all. But they must share the people with us equally. We have this geopolitical show that sometimes I say that Tinubu must marry more wives. Who are those wives? The geopolitical show. We must use every constituency in this country equally. They will have Buhari as president today, but as well as we find difference between Buhari, and I want as well to right the wrong that this is your president government have been committed, like press appointment, borrowing money, all those things not necessary by now. But I just like the way as well just keep calm. When it take the matter of power, you do a lot of change. You must do a lot of things to make things better. And again, Fuhad, you talk of Lagos politics. Lagos politics is central because the universe of politics today is at body law. And I know, as I know it.
Oh my goodness, Prince Wise. Did you just say that Lagos politics is universal?
University of politics is now in body law.
Is in body law for the entire country. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Prince Wise.
That man is a clever man. I know.
It's okay. Thank you. See how that plans out.
Wonderful.
That's amazing. How did you get that?
I got that. I don't know there's a university in body law.
That's interesting. All right, well, you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. This is Mainland Focus, and we have two focal points on the front burner this morning. We're looking at the controversy as regards the 10th National Assembly, and if the APC can reverse on the situation, as they have, aggrieved aspirants who, have put, foot forward, and we also have the angle of, do you think the opposition parties can as well take advantage of this and determine what happens on election day? We're also looking at the fact that Angola has overtaken Nigeria as the top oil-producing country in sub-Saharan Africa. What can Nigeria do to take our sport back? And what exactly can we do once and for all to tackle oil theft and vandalism? 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages, it's 0913-6000-430. And you can as well drop your comments on our Facebook and YouTube live streaming platforms at Mainland 98.3 FM. Thank you very much, Leke Jacobs, for your messages on YouTube. We appreciate. I'll take some messages now. I'll be back to phone calls in a bit. We are only excelling in corruption. Don't we, but our politicians put their interests first. Legislative tussle is just a quagmire. It's tantamount to nothing. Concerning our oil sector, this past 8 years, nothing to show for it. Until we put religion, tribe, ethnic sentiment apart, we are going nowhere. Tunde Jesuloba from Surulere saying, good morning. We are only excelling in political drama. It's okay. Thank you. We also have Nigerians who voted for APC should stop complaining of how they wish to share the offices. If they want, let them zone whatever to wherever in the north. None of my business. Mine is to maintain calm and watch the drama as it unfolds, and this will continue to the end of this administration. It's a shame. Chika Bende from Trade Fair, Lagos. Good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. I extend my greetings aesthetically. Mr. Fuhad, people should not make it look like the issue of executive involvement in the National Assembly started with Buhari or Tinubu. It has always been like that, even in Obasanjo government. Even the US president is interested in who leads the legislature. Mr. Fuhad, let me ask you this question. Do you think that there is separation of powers in reality, or it's just on paper? I'm asking because in terms of hierarchy, Mr. President is first, followed by the Vice President, followed by the Senate President, the Speaker, the Deputy Senate President, and so on. Is there really separation of powers? The President appoints the Chief Justice of the country. James Ogbona is asking the question from Oshodi. Do you want to answer that, or should we, wait till we wrap things up?
Well, there's separation of powers and the arrangement of 1, 2, 3. The Senate President is number 3 in hierarchy, but that does not determine his powers as the head of the legislature. The legislative arm of government is independent of the executive. And that's why we're saying that the easiest way to also guarantee their independence is to ensure that they choose their own leadership.
All right. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. I don't believe in any of our leaders. Rahim from Agege saying. We also have good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. On National Assembly, I think it's high time the president or president-elect back off completely from issues of picking their leaders and stop downgrading our politics and democracy. On Angola, I honestly congratulate them and I beg other countries in Africa to step up as well. Nigeria is following as a toothless bulldog. It's a shame that we are still the giant of Africa, probably in dash and dash. We really have a long way to go in this country. God will help us. Olamiposi from Ilogbo, Elegba. Thank you very much. All right, I also have here, good morning. This is Bolaon from Okoba. Congratulations. Your president is on 1 week extension in teeth medication. Also, your selected president is now on medical trip. For the 8 years, your president is on medical trips, no hospitals, no facilities to help the existing ones. Most doctors have Jakpa, the highest in the world. Is there any teeth that our dentists cannot treat in Nigeria? The medical trips and treatment he has been doing will build at least a world-class hospital for these past 8 years. As for the president-elect, he too has been doing the same following the legacy of his Oga. No hospital in Lagos, which he didn't build, can treat him for all his ailments. A lot of stuff. Thank you very much, Bola. You know, we had this conversation yesterday as regards, you know, the president-elect. Is he on a medical trip or he's on vacation? Why did he say he went to rest?
No, we've not told. We have not been told he's on medical trip.
Exactly.
You know, it's the official statement from his
went to rest.
Media and not really. Where he said he went to a place where he can concentrate and avoid
on transition. Oh yeah.
That's what he said, and that's the fact that again he's also meeting with some international community and all of that. So nothing on medical trip. These are all just speculation.
All right, thank you very much. That's all that we can take this morning. Unfortunately, I see the phone line is still buzzing. We still have a whole lot of other messages. I apologize if we're unable to take your message or your phone call. However, today is open mic in the Situation Room with Okwayemi Akinyode, so you can join him by 4 p.m. and, you know, the conversation continues. In the meantime, my name still remains Mobola Sandra. Thank you very much, Fuhad, Saheed, for your analysis on the show.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Coming up next is AgView Half Hour.
Clock the time.